Richard's in Maidstone. Richard, what do you think?
Yes, good morning to you, James. I was a police officer in the centre of London for 37 years, and I dealt with things like this. Yes, it is relevant. These are not What is? Well, your question was quite specific.
Yes.
Is it money related?
Yes, exactly. So that is relevant. The bigger the house, the bigger the bobbies will turn up.
Is the police response going to be different in a £50 million house in Belgravia compared with an £80,000 house in Darlington? Yes, it is. To start with,
why?
These people aren't the nicest of people.
You don't know that.
But hang on, James.
I am. I'm just saying you don't know that. You weren't there. You haven't met them. They might be lovely.
Well, these are the kind of people that when the police put ladders up, when the police started to go up the ladders, they kicked the ladders down. There's a clue.
Well, not really. They've occupied a house and they're trying to stop people getting into it. I think they're not as nasty as the average burglar or the average, drug-addicted mugger, are they?
I'm not suggesting they are, but if I'm halfway up a ladder...
You're introducing questions of nastiness. You're introducing questions of nastiness, Richard. They didn't do anything apart from kicking a ladder that no one was necessarily compelled to climb up anyway. And the list of criminals in this country who I feel most of my listeners would want the police to be dealing with, I don't know that they'd make the top million.
I think you're missing the point here.
Quite possibly, Richard, yes.
James, you're doing what you castigate others for doing. You're talking over me while I'm talking over you. Please, these people have a propensity, and you know they do, to
No, I am going to talk over you again. You can't make generalisations. Everyone is equal before the law. You're a former officer. You should know that. And you've come on the radio programme, Richard, without realising it, to tell me that people aren't equal before the law. It's determined by the value of the house that you own. You've already told me that. Good luck wriggling off that hook.
Let me finish.
Well, go on then. Carry on. Finish away. But stop making judgments about people that you have never met and have no knowledge of, please.
No, of course I don't know their names and addresses or their CRO numbers.
You don't know their character or their personality, their intentions or their motives. No. So I'll tell you, they were there to reclaim the house on behalf of Ukrainian refugees. You've already told me that the value of the house determines the quality of the policing that a citizen in this country can expect. So expand and justify that for us.
Good. Can I get a word in sideways with you, please, James?
If you stop complaining about the nature of my approach to talking to you, you'd have already had at least 4 more minutes to put forward your defence of police according to wealth of citizens. So try again.
As soon as the first police officers turned up, they tried to gain access and were refused, from what I can gather.
Why did they turn up so quickly?
Because they may well have been around the corner. See, this is another fallacy put around by the press.
It's a simple question. Why did they turn up so quickly? Last time I got burgled, it took a day and a half for anyone to come round.
No, that's just not correct. The last time
I was there.
Please. James, last time you were burgled and you phoned the police and said, I have been burgled, you used the past tense.
No, I didn't. I said they've literally just climbed out of my window. I can hear the car in the street outside. Please come quickly. I've got a child upstairs.
And I suspect that they saturated the area very quickly.
No, I told you, they came round a day and a half later.
No,
and also, this house was empty.
James, there's a difference between being burgled and has been burgled.
This house was empty. There was no one in it. There was no one in it.
No, I'm just correcting something you said a minute ago. One's a direct threat now, one is past tense and needs reporting.
I think they were downstairs when I rang.
Well, a minute ago, they were out the window when you rang.
Well, the window was wide open. When I came downstairs, the car had been started outside and the window was wide open, so they could easily have been downstairs when I rang.
Believe me, James, if somebody...
Anyway, back to why, if my house had been worth more money, I'd have got a better police response, Richard.
You did get I'm quite sure you got an appropriate police response.
They were not 10 vans parked outside and people putting ladders on the window. Why did you tell me when you came on the radio that it was quite correct for the value of the house to determine the quality of the response?
Because if these are I'll use the word if these are the people that have a propensity to go in and trash the place and burn it down, if they take out a row of 10 of these houses, they've done £500 million worth of damage.
But who's...
And you have a duty of care.
So
not just the
where's the threshold then? Where's the threshold? How much does my house have to be worth in order for police officers like you to think it's worth bombing around there at 100 miles an hour?
What you're actually castigating is the fact that the police did turn up and did a good response. That you
what I'm asking is why don't poor people get that level of policing?
Well, I don't think you come under that category, but poor people do.
Oh, OK. So now you're claiming that someone poor being robbed, the £80,000 house in Darlington that you used as your own example when you came on the radio would expect the same level of police response if it was a victim of a crime.
If they're being burgled
You're contradicting yourself now, pal. Do you need your notebook?
James, if they're being burgled now, Use the word
okay,
now.
let's find out. Let's find out. If I can find, I'll tell you what, put your money on the table. If I can find one person listening to this programme now who reported a burglary in process and got anything like the response that we saw on our screens yesterday, I'll give you the money myself. How much do you want to bet?
And can they be...
10 vans. 10 vans. How much do you want to bet?
No, James, you're being silly now, and that's unlike you.
I'm really not. You're telling me that I'm wrong. I'm telling you that I'm right. How are we going to prove it? We just find lots and lots of people who reported crimes from houses that weren't worth £50 million and got an identical response to the one we all saw on our screens yesterday.
In, can't they? We know that. They phone in...
Well, you go and find someone then.
There's lots of people...
You go and find someone then. Get someone from your days on the force.
Well, I know for a fact that...
Well, that's easy then. Bring them back and I'll give you a tenner.
I haven't finished talking. You're talking over me again, James.
I'm bored of you now.